right, we're doing a little bit different of a job today. It is later in the day. It's like about 2:30 there. So we're gonna go to my grandparents' house, which is a house my dad built a little while ago, probably 7 years or so ago. And we're gonna restain the deck outside. So we're using all Penofin, and I've done it before. I've just never filmed it. But we're going to use all Penofin stuff. They're cleaner, they're brightener, and we're going to put a new coat of clear on it. So let's head over there and get to work. All right, so this is what we're working with. It's a good sized deck still. They got all the hard part done of taping all of this off. So we're just going to come in and start working on it. I am going to take this door off though right now so that we can do these steps all as one. That way I don't have to work around the door swinging. So let's get this door off and get to working.
Wipe that down. What, the bottle? The bottle? No, the floor. Oh. This is a 1 gallon bottle.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be big.
It's the warm water.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to put 2 things in 1 gallon?
Yeah, let me do it in a second. Let me get this down. Oh, shit, I think I gotta take the whole frame off. It's just stuck in the paint. Because that should be disconnected. Let me go get a screwdriver. I got a big one. Yeah, you can mix that with the water now.
You want me to put that stuff in first?
No, put the water first.
There it goes.
There we go. Okay. All right, so this is what we're using. Some Penofin cleaner. It's the step 2. So you gotta wet this whole deck, and then you mix. This is powder, like, so you mix 2 cups or 1 cup, depending on how heavy you want it, into a gallon of water. So I'm gonna mix that up, wet this down, and then once you spray it down, you gotta wait 15 minutes for it to sit, and then you agitate it with a brush and wash it off. Now, while that 15 minutes goes by, you need to make sure that it stays misted so the whole surface stays wet so it doesn't dry out. That won't really be a problem here because this is all covered, so it's not going to evaporate from the sun. So let's mix this up and start spraying. All right, we got the cleaner done. It really brightened or cleaned this up nice. So it took the top layer of the old Penofin that was on here. So if you can't see, it's pretty white, but some areas need it again. So after that top layer gets taken off, a lot of gunk was really coming up with that scrub brush. So I'm gonna do one more coat of, or one more step of cleaner on this to really get it perfect before we go to the brightener. And you can do as many rounds of cleaner as you want. It just all depends on the situation of your deck. You just do it until you think it's clean enough. But for this deck, it's all covered mostly, so it's not a problem. But if your deck is outside or exposed, you could do up to 4, however many coats you need to do. So I'm gonna do one more round of cleaner, and I won't film that because it's just the same. And then we'll go to the brightener. All right, we got all the cleaner done. Sorry, that second coat made a world of difference on this thing. So it really cleaned up all those darker spots, cleaned it up nice. So we're gonna put the brightener on. This probably only needs 1 round of brightener, but we'll see what it looks like if I might do 2. So the brightener goes on. It's the same mix, 2 cups for a gallon. And we don't agitate it with a brush this time. So we just spray it on, you let it sit for 25 minutes. That's the other difference. It sits for 25 instead of 15, so it sits a little longer. So we'll let it sit for 25 minutes and then we wash it off. There's no scrub in it or anything. So we're gonna mix that up, and you can spray it right after you wash this off from the cleaner. So the brightener can go on right away. You don't have to let anything dry or anything. But we're gonna do the brightener now. We'll let it sit and then see if we might do another coat or not. Okay, so the brightener is all done. It looks awesome. You can't tell these boards are brand new, like they just came off the lumber truck. So you can really tell what it did here on these steps if you remember how gray they were. And I'll put before and after pictures up too when we're all done. So I did look into it. You shouldn't apply more than one round of brightener, so we're just gonna stick with the 1, because it can raise the grain more and cause the fibers to come up too much. So I'm gonna make sure I rinse this really well. So I'm gonna rinse it one more time, and then we gotta let it dry for 24 to 48 hours. So I might do it tomorrow night, I might do it during the day tomorrow, or during the day Friday, because it's Wednesday today. So we'll see. We'll see, I might do it tomorrow night. So we'll rinse this down, wait, and then come back and throw the 2 coats of Penofin on it, and we'll call this project done. I did forget to show it, however. This is what we used. The brightener, step 3, and the cleaner, step 2, Penofin. These are the bigger bottles. You can get this in like much smaller containers, but that's just what we ended up using. And I used a Dex pump sprayer here. And then just a regular old floor scrub brush to agitate the cleaner. So, but that's it. I will see you guys when we come back to stain this. Once again, my plans got screwed over by the rain. So, I'm planning, I just left there and I put all the blinds down and taped them down so they didn't blow. And I just put 2 screws, I just tacked that door back on to make sure nothing gets wet. It should be okay by around 8 tomorrow morning, so I'm planning on going there then and putting on the Penofin oil. And as long as the deck's not soaking wet, because it needs to be dry, we should be good to go. So it shouldn't be a blowing wind tonight, so I don't think any water will get into the deck, but who knows. So we'll see if we can't get it done tomorrow morning, and then see what it looks like, the finished product. All right, so here's what we're using. This is our Penofin penetrating oil. I've got some 1/2-inch nap rollers and just a big deck brush for the edges. So I got 5.5-inch wide rollers because, or sorry, 6-inch rollers because the deck boards are 5.5. That gives it room. If you get a 12-inch and the boards can have a cup to them, and it'll ride on the high edges, and it'll be dry in the middle. So that's why I did that. Now, it did rain last night, so the inside of the deck looks good. It dried out nice. It really evened out. You can see how white it got in there. But the steps are still damp here. So we'll do the whole inside right now today. And then whenever it stops raining, because it's supposed to rain for a couple more days, we'll get these steps done and get this thing all wrapped up. All right, we got all the Penofin down. There we go. It's hard to see here. I look through the window. But it's very forgiving. You basically just need to get it on. And I don't know if I mentioned or not, but all you need is 1 coat. So nothing crazy. All they recommend is 1 coat. You don't need anything more than that. And be sure to put all the rags and brushes or rollers, anything you used, in a bucket of water, because I've done it before. This stuff will light itself on fire without a spark, without anything, just sitting out in the sun. So be careful of that. But we're going to give it about 25 minutes, and then we will wipe it down. I got a mop head with just a t-shirt wrapped on it. We'll wipe it down and then give it 12 hours and it's done. All right, it's been about 10 hours since we got done with this deck, so there's the final product. Looks good. I'm not going to walk on it because it says to give it 12 hours, so I'll just let it keep drying. But that's it for this project. And one other thing I did not mention is if you're doing a deck that has a different product other than Penofin on it, so any other deck stain, any other finish other than Penofin, you have to use their step 1 first. So I kind of glossed over that in the beginning, but their step 1 is a stripper, then you go brightener, then you go cleaner, then you go brightener. So this deck was originally done with Penofin, so we just did step 2 and 3. It wasn't necessary, but I have done decks in the past where you want to use step 1. So if you guys like this video, thank you for watching. And if you want to see me do our deck, because my house has a much bigger deck, almost probably 5 times the size of this, 5-6 times the size of this deck. And if you want to see that get done, it'll be the same process, but put in the comments and we'll show doing that deck too. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to watch for the next videos and the updates on the container project.